Well, I just heard Trent the Traveler is quitting van life. I don't know about vlogging, but I don't know. We'll have to find out. He's in Alaska right now. I'll watch his Alaskan vlogs because I'm writing about Alaska.
You sure my way out today?
Yeah, I'll be using it. I have an order number. It's not as good as the $5 deal, but I didn't get as much either. I only got the Nashville hot chicken and of course the QT Coke Zero, which I'm not supposed to have. But I thought one time I'd break this rule and have a Coke Zero. That's about right. All right, so went back to QT today. I got the Cheetos. I learned for door-to-door, I was kind of like retrained. So I learned to like find an understanding with the customer and to level with them and not to sound so scripty. It kind of sound like real dialogue. So I'll give you some notes that might help, and I'll read them. So I took some notes today from he's a Rays baseball player as first base for a lot of them do get into sales. He played for the Rays in Florida, professional baseball. He was one of their first player. I guess it's kind of like a professional baseball player. But he wasn't with them for too long. Okay, here's how it sounds. It's called a place of understanding. Let me ask you a question. Security is something you want to do, correct? Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm your friend here. Is there something you don't feel comfortable or something I can help you with as far as the numbers to move forward? Because at the end of the day, I'm here to help you, but I need you to communicate what it is that you need to make this deal work out for you. Let me know what I have to do to help you out, and I'll do it. So that, like, alone can, like, when you're in between stages and you're basically trying to close, and like they're saying over and over again, maybe, whatever. These are actually really good. Like, a lot of times people, they don't understand it's kind of like a final offer, but they don't want to do it like right then. But they are planning to do a security system in the future, like a smart home system with Google. It's kind of like if you're too scripty, then you can't get to that place of understanding. It's like the hot Nashville. I guess it's, I don't know what it is. It's like a chicken thing. It's the best roller. So you have to kind of like get them to stop bullshitting you so that you can move forward. Like, what can I do? I'm your friend here. What can I do so we can move forward? Because at the end of the day, and that's a transition. I take these things verbatim. That's the statement at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I'm here to help you. But I need you to communicate what it is that you need to make this deal work out for you, and let me know what I have to do. Let me know what I have to do to help you out, and I'll do it. And that would be kind of like when they keep giving you the whole thing, like, listen, I probably want to do it, but if I have to do it right now, then it's a no. That's not exactly a no. They just don't want to do it right now. Well, listen, if you don't close them right now, you lose them. You go back in a perpetual callback. Perpetual are not there. Perpetual, someone else signs them up. So what I really learned today was that you have to keep digging at the door. You can't, or inside if you get inside, because you can get inside like you're basically like, can I ask you a question? When you first moved in, was there old equipment in there? Okay, there's old equipment in there? All right, let me look at that. I can take my shoes off if you'd like. That's getting inside. Once you're inside, then you get to a whirlwind sometimes of maybe. You have to get them out of that, and that will get you out of that, some of that whirlwind. Because you go through the presentation that they're dealing with a panel. It's designed to work with ADT. It's a 7-inch panel. It's got 105 decibels. It's as loud as a fire truck siren. It can be controlled through the ADT app from remote. It can unlock their doors. You can talk to first responders with it. It's got its own cellular device. It's basically like a cell phone on the wall. It also works with Wi-Fi too. And it is the brains of the operation that's connected to the door sensors and the window contacts and the fire alarm and the smoke detector. I mean, yeah, there's a heat alarm, and there's a smoke detector, and there's also a carbon monoxide detector. There's also door locks and garage door openers, and there's thermostats that will turn off when there's a fire so that your air conditioner doesn't feed the fire and burn your house down. So you get through the presentation. It's a lifetime guarantee. We've got a cocky benefit. So if you arm the system and we don't do our job to deter the thief, then we pay your homeowner's insurance deductible up to $500 in a case of theft. It's our cocky benefit. We have a moving package. This is all lifetime warranty. So, with that in mind, we have a priority install. We can install tomorrow, or we can install today, or we can install tomorrow morning or the afternoon. Which one works best for you? And then they're like, well, blah 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 blah, and that's when you go into a level of understanding, because you want to get to the root objection and then solve their problem. Then you can be quiet and let the system sell itself. There was one thing that happened today. We sold a lady that we lived on a road called Matamoros. So we were sitting there for a long time because the stupid address wouldn't go through, and they've got all these things they have to check and make sure they verify an address, and it's very frustrating because you already got them to say yes. Now here's the thing about in my field that you have to do that you don't understand. When I'm talking about it right now, you won't understand it, but you have to create a lead first. We have a thing, I'm not going to tell you the certain system for confidentiality. I'm not going to tell you what we use to sign them up, because that would be confidentiality. But we have to create a lead. So a long time ago in this business, in any type of door-to-door business, or even on the phone, if you watch Glenn Ross, it's always about the leads. Those leads were created and purchased by that company and given to the salesman to sell. And that's where the guy comes in, he says, ABC, always be closing. He's talking about the leads that they give him. Well, we make our own leads, basically. In layman terms, we kind of do. They give us some leads, and they're kind of crazy, and they kind of work. they're called moving leads. We call them moving leads, but there are leads that we create, and I call them iMovie leads because the symbol that we put on the sales rabbit looks like iMovie. Isn't that crazy? It looks like the iMovie symbol, but they're movies. They're leads that we create. So then we go and then we turn those leads into a disposition. Whether they're home, then we go back. They're not moved in yet. That's a blue one, and it has an N for not moved, and then an I, and then a Y. So NMIY. And if you know Sales Rabbit, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people know Sales Rabbit. Then of course there's an I, which is not interested. It's red. Obviously, it's got a big X and it says red. And then there's go back, and that's a G on it. So we go back to it. And then there's of course sold, which is an S, which is a solid green one. A gold back is a light green one. So a solid green one is a these are how we mark our map, and they probably used to do it a long time ago before they even had Sales Rabbit. Regardless, her house happened to be on Matamoros Street. So we were sitting there talking about her cats, and I had 18 cats one time. I had to sell, well, I had 20 cats to be honest at one time, and I had to get rid of all but 4. She kind of thought that was funny because I try to stand up, I try to throw out my stand-up comedy practice, kind of stuff. Well, my manager, or new manager, he's the Rays baseball player guy that used to be a professional baseball player. He's basically sitting there, and he's waiting for the system to work. We're talking about the computer system that we work with, because we do it remotely. A long time ago, they would have done it by phone. Now we just do it with a little tablet, basically. It's a freaking iPad, but you get what I'm saying. And in the movie, I think that I'm writing, it's a tablet. Okay, there's a reason for that. Anyway, there's going to be a scene probably with me and a black guy. Whether I mention that he played for the Rays, I might mention Adam the Woo too, because Adam the Woo covered the Rays, and he may have covered this guy who was training from almost like minor league kind of thing. Whether he was a real professional baseball player, I don't know. I'm assuming he somewhat was. First base. Anyway, you can figure him out later. But I was trying to get his autograph, but he says it's not worth anything because he's no longer a professional baseball player. It probably is, but I don't know. But regardless, I realized in the Sales Rabbit, and we were trying to figure out the address and everything, that she lived on Matamoros Street. So we had already sat down, we had already done the sales, everything was, I was trying to build more rapport, because you want to build rapport, and we're waiting. It's like a long TikTok waiting for this thing to go through so that they can sign everything, and everything's everything jives, okay? Or they say jibe. Everything is working out. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I say, Matamoros Street, my goodness, did you hear about that? What happened on, Mexico, the Matamoros, that's where there's mass murder, mass graves. Well, he got mad about that later on and was like, dude, what the heck? Don't do that in sales. Try not to. I thought it was funny, but it's not. And so I mentioned it, I guess because she lived on Matamoros Street, and it was like putting my foot in my mouth. Because that's the street that they live on, and that's probably the house that they're going to be in for a long time. My sister actually lived on Diablo Street. So anyway, he was mad. I was like, this guy's really a professional baseball player. I mean, he didn't get all Hartman and Full Metal Jacket, where he's like, the best thing about you ran down the he didn't get all like that. But he got pretty kind of mad. But he said with me, I kind of he kind of monitors me and my selling. And what I am is I'm like a machine gun going off at the door. Which that may just be my personality. But it's all this information they don't need. So I got to learn to edit, slow down, and be concise with my wording. So it sounds more confident. And there's power in silence. Okay, not says red, reads red. Today's kitty is salmon. Friskies gravy, chunky. I like that scene in Once Upon a Time in America. I'm not sorry, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's feeding him the wolf tooth. And it's like, it takes a while for it to come out. And he goes,
You know this shit been going down. I said, when are you going to tell your mom? She already knows about it. What are you talking about? How can you have one shitter with like 50 warehouse workers? Especially after him dealing with colon cancer. Chromatics, awesome man. Peace. Let's make sure he's okay. Sweetheart.
for the last time. For the last time. What does that look like?
Black penis.
I know, it's 49 cents too. That is 7-Eleven came back with the refresher sandwich things right here because they were just doing like this cheaper plastic covering. But this is what they look like now. But I don't ever see the turkey wraps anymore. Those were my favorite and I don't ever see them anymore.
enjoy it. I think you like the birds around and the squirrels. This is a nice one. They're fighting with each other. You think a dog could do that?
Nope.
He sees the bug. I think every 4 minutes. Look at the squirrels. Is this mean? Going to a different angle.
They're chipmunks.
Oh.
They store all the food in their mouth. It's a chipmunk.
He just wants to smell your nasty shoes that I moved. That's the problem. Your shoes were in the way. Ugh. It's not a night till he jumps. This way. scared me. Put it. Cole, put it. Don't force him. Get it out of his face. Well, there's like the sound of water now. Every time I turn on the faucet. Too busy eating. Rewind it. Put it back. Put it back. Start it over. You liked it. Start it over. Big turtle. There's your girlfriend.
Sometimes cats won't look at other cats.
Yeah, I know.
They'll look away.
he's smart. He knows it's a TV. You and your freaking feet. He's walking away. He's not paying attention. Ooh. I love you. Where'd he go? Maybe he had to go potty. 1% game show. Now I find it. Alright. It's on Tubby, not Hulu.